Good day! To be straightforward, the visuals here are just a sloppy drive through Portugal as a background to my talking. I have a few thoughts to share with you, primarily about the 2024 version of a WRC game, but also the channel content here. First though, an observation. Back in Dirt Rally 2, I was inherently motivated to drive rallies, drive in clubs and create videos. This motivation, it is still there for WRC, but it is weaker. Since this whole channel is a hobby, this is also a reason the gaps between guides are larger than back in the Dirt Rally 2 times. So I tried to pin down the reasons why I feel the way I feel, and I have some conclusions and wishes derived from it. Dirt Rally 2 did a bunch of things better than WRC. Subtle things, minute details, but all adding to an overall better feeling of immersion. Watching a few side-by-sides, I can name these: particle effects, puddles on a wet road, the volumetrics of dust clouds and a sense of weight to the mud spraying around, the lightning and shadows cast by your headlights, especially during nighttime in a forest, the rain and water effects on windscreen and outside on the car and in the surrounding air, the skid marks on gravel or the accumulating dirt on the car. Those are all fluff, extras, but they add to the atmosphere. So overall, the Rally 2 feels more gritty, more real than WRC, even though WRC drives more realistic from the point of the physics. When WRC came out, I hoped for some kind of Dirt Rally 3 with the same feel of immersion, atmosphere, and finally motivation to just drive in the game. I hoped it could be a platform with DLC coming for every new season. But by now my view has shifted. I hope Codemasters brings out a fresh WRC game for 2024 because it would allow crucial changes that wouldn't fly with the DLC. And I think this is also their plan now, as there haven't been any announcements for any DLC, season pass, or any meaningful new content besides those ugly liveries. This will be a bit wishful thinking and hoping now, but they really have to hit some of these points. We waited so long for Codemasters to get the WRC license because they had the most atmospheric rally games and sims. Yet now that they have it, they are in line being outshined by their own past product. So if they do not go into a better direction, some other studio will sooner or later pull a Codemasters on Codemasters. Like back when they released Dirt Rally 1 in a surprise move back in the day and outshined any WRC offerings at that time. So, what do I think needs the most change? First, the reasons that require a new game rather than DLC. There is the point of slightly adjusting the physics, which would require new leaderboards. It feels like there is too much grip on gravel, yet on ice, in Mont for example, the car feels really good. So the code for car behavior seems very capable, but all gravel surfaces need a lower grip value in my opinion. Yeah? If you know what I mean. Next up would be having a better career mode, which also wouldn't really happen in a DLC, I think, with like randomized events, like a randomized WRC calendar with different weather and conditions and so on. Currently, every year is just 2023. It feels repetitive to have the exact same stages in the same order, in the same weather, and that destroys any incentive to finish the career more than just once. Next would be adding custom class and or multi-class rallies, like setting up a club event with WRC1, WRC2 and WRC3 classes, allow every player to drive whichever he likes or she likes, and have a joint leaderboard, but also separate rankings within the classes, you know, like a real WRC rally works too. Next up, excluding certain cars from classes when setting up an event. Like, again, imagine a club running the 2000s class with a great selection of vehicles, but for example banning the Citroën C4 and the Focus 2 as the top level most modern ones, which are a bit faster than the rest. Next up would be, well, remove regularity rally completely. It is a real motorsport, yes, it is very easy to implement if you already have the stages, but it is boring, at least as a game. I think it is quite interesting as a real event, because you have all the sensations of the real world, all the G-forces of actually driving around, but there are things you don't have in a game, which kind of needs the rest of the things to be elevated in their excitement, and regularity rally doesn't have that excitement, I think. In my opinion, if you want more flavor, more event types on the same style of roads, add in back hill climbs. Not with special hill climb courses or something. You don't really need Pikes Peak for that. Although I like Pikes Peak, but you don't need it for that. You can just run certain sections, certain uphill sections, for example, of the rally stages without the co-pilot, and make a time trial out of that. That is basically what a hill climb is. You can use the same cars, just have a different mode to like measure the capabilities of driving without your co-pilot, if you can match the same speed that you would have in a real rally. Well, but all of those points are mute if not improving the core immersion more in line to Dirt Rally 2. I heard arguments like, oh, it's the engine! Unreal Engine can't do simulation! Which is for sure nonsense. You know this little game called Assetto Corsa Competizione? Heralded as one of the best GT racing sims out there? Yeah, that runs on Unreal 4 as well. What it is really is the unfamiliarity of the team with it. As far as I know, WRC was Codemasters' first Unreal title, so I hope they get to better grips and can squeeze out more quality in a second try. I've seen some titles upgrade mid-development from Unreal 4 to 5, so I'd expect the same to happen here. Take all the assets and the code base from WRC, upgrade it to Unreal 5, and refine a WRC 2024 from there. Of course, this is all just hoping. If they are to do this, this has already happened. This is already well in development and well too late to change much anyway. But I hope they decided somewhere in this direction in the past. But what they can surely still change, even for a release later this year, is the name. Drop the EA Sports. Codemasters built a legacy with Dirt. It might be a blessing, many don't realize WRC is from the Dirt creators. But it is already a curse to associate Electronic Arts with it. Yeah, they own it, they publish it, but maybe don't rub it in. You know EA's reputation. I think it is way beyond saving at this point, so if Codemasters must live in this environment, don't call it out. It will still be printed on the box, sure, but nobody talks about F1, Madden, Or FIFA, with slapping that EA Sports FIFA in front of it. If the license allows, maybe even create a new name. Like, for example, Rally Sport, the official game of the WRC or of the World Rally Championship. Or something like mud, dust, snow, fesh, whatever. Even a plain WRC24 or the WRC would be better marketable than the current branding, in my opinion. Now, onto some more technical wishes. If they want to bring back a more detailed road surface with proper puddles, skid marks and deep ruts, as it was in DR2, they might need to ditch the track degradation. I don't mean in physics, but in the visuals. Have the same stages of degradation acting on the car's physics, but have only one or two visual representations of the road, to make those more detailed and handcrafted if you can't get there with procedural generation. Make them feel more alive and, well, dirty again. In the same vein, I kinda hope for a physics change in a different area: unequal road surface. Currently, just like in all dirt titles, the road feels like having one type at any given moment. That is best felt in Monte Carlo, where there is one particular spot when all road physics switch from wet tarmac to ice mode. I would wish for a more dynamic system of road properties, where the game could apply road surface to individual wheels at any given moment. My suspicion is that currently only the whole car has an interacting road type, and not the individual wheels, which would explain why we can't cross-mount tires either. If they could implement smaller patches of surface types, it could also enhance the different seasons, which is a quite good new feature of WRC. Imagine driving in Japan, looking different because you're driving during snow in the winter, and actually sliding away on the ice patches. Currently that is just visuals, because it drives overall like just driving on wet tarmac, but not like it snows on said tarmac. Then, another reason for another game rather than DLC would be super special stages. You know, also a core like trademark of WRC events, if you would frame it like that. There are only 2 new rallies coming up for 24, Latvia and Poland, that would have to join a 2024 roster in a new game. Yet all existing locations lack the famous Triple S events, so there is the opportunity to add those in and have some head-to-head action in a smaller area, maybe even with multiplayer, to get, let's say, casual fans of rallying who don't really get behind the whole time trial idea of the sport to feel more in a race. That's the whole reason the super special stages exist, for the spectators who don't understand rallying and see, oh, 2 cars going side by side, ooh, one is ahead, one goes behind a bit, ooh, they're racing. It's not really what's happening. They just drive the same stage timed to their respective time, but it draws in casual viewers, and I think it could draw in casual gamers too if you can make it look good. There is some praise too, though, to be said. The locations that are there are awesome, like from the stage design, which roads they picked, which length they have, some more so than others, in which kinds of ways the roads intersect and create different paths. A good example of that is Mexico, for different paths. And, as you see here, a good example of variety is Portugal, with a great sense of journey. Yeah, I think it's the best and most realistic stage design so far in all rally simulations that we have, excluding mod content for RBR or something like that. Like, from the game. If they could just pull those assets, those long good stages, into the immersion they had in Dirt Rally 2, that would be so good. I have very fond memories, or more like terrifying memories, of driving the Group B Quattro during night and rain through Wales in Dirt Rally 2. Now imagine that in Sardinia or Portugal, but it just doesn't feel as immersive, so not as terrifying, which is not as good for immersion. Yeah. So these are my thoughts on the direction of WRC. I hope for a new game this year, fixing the issues that the current one has, at least most of the issues. And I believe many fans feel the same, judging by the player numbers, or even my viewer numbers on WRC videos compared to Dirt Rally 2 videos. It's like now Codemasters have finally delivered with WRC what we wished for in all the Dirt Rallies titles, with all the content we wished for, with longer stages and everything, all the cars. But at the same time they threw a lot of polish and immersive details out the window, which makes you feel less engaged in driving the long stages. Let me know what you think. Are there more who pivoted from wishing 2024 as a DLC to as a new game? If you've watched this far, you obviously care about the sim rally world. Let me hear your thoughts on it too. I kind of fear we are at a monopoly point right now, as Codemasters has no competition for sim rally. Maybe the market is too small for many studios, but at least two competing series seems healthy for innovation. Anyway, what I wanted to announce for the channel. This is still a hobby of mine. I do videos when I feel like it. And my announcement from the Estonia guide stands that I want to do a guide for Portugal. I love the location. It is so diverse and actually proper mixed surface event with a great variety of scenery. Yet I feel strangely unmotivated to do it right now for all of the immersion issues mentioned before. So I do want to state, maybe it will take some time. Maybe it will happen when WRC 24 is already out and I do the guide in that version instead. I'm sure all the work from the enormous long stages will carry forward through the next iterations. Codemasters will not just throw all of that work in the bin, and I think there is a lot of potential to make something great out of it. Like what I said before, if you take all the content of WRC and just make it as polished as Dirt Rally 2 was, that would be already miles better than what we have right now. Yeah. But now I'd like to finish with a question. Which racing sim, don't argue with me about sim or arcade, everything that simulates numbers is a sim to me. That starts with something like Gran Turismo. It's a bad sim in terms of realism, but still a sim. So which racing sim has the best immersion, in your opinion? Where did you feel like most, wow, this is intense and gritty? Yeah? If you get my question. What gave you this goosebump feeling the most? Yeah. Wish you a lovely day and hope you enjoyed this TED Talk. Cheers!